attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Now let's do a little meditation as we do this, and you fill in the blank when I hum it. I am concerned about. I am afraid will happen. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. I am concerned about blank. You filled in. I am afraid. You fill it in. Will happen. And what else you think will happen? And I am afraid. Will happen. Concerned about I am afraid will happen, and I am afraid will happen. Do a couple more. Is an attack upon myself, an attack upon myself. One more. I am concerned about. I'm afraid blank will happen. And what else? I'm afraid will happen. Close with song. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Were you able to do a little practice? Bringing something you were concerned about? And saying it to yourself, I'm concerned about whatever it is that you're concerned about, and then looking at the possibilities that might come up that you're afraid might happen, and mentioning those to yourself, and pick few different possibilities of things that you're afraid might happen, and then conclude that set of thoughts with that thought is an attack upon myself. And then, after you've done, for a minute or a couple minutes, he said, of that, then go back and conclude with my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. And he wants us to do that about 6 times today, for just a couple minutes each time. And he said if it's really difficult and discomforting, that you can reduce it down to 1 minute. 1 minute. Let's read it. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. It is surely obvious that if you can be attacked, you are not invulnerable. Okay, makes sense, doesn't it? You see attack as a real threat. It is because you believe that you can really attack. It is because you believe that you can really attack. And what would have effects through you must also have effects on you. It is this law that will ultimately save you, but you're misusing it now. You must therefore learn how it can be used for your own best interests rather than against them. And this is lesson 26. I didn't even tell you the introduction. I'm sorry. Lesson 26 in A Course in Miracles, reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version. I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness here from the Ozarks on a cold morning, and it's supposed to be even colder tomorrow. Might even have some snow. This is for Monday, January the 26th of 2026. It's the Friday preceding that Monday that I'm recording this for you. Thank you for joining me. Paragraph 2. Because your attack thoughts will be projected, you will fear attack. And if you fear attack, you must believe that you are not invulnerable. Attack thoughts, therefore, make you vulnerable in your own mind, which is where the attack thoughts are. Attack thoughts and invulnerability cannot be accepted together. They contradict each other. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? That attack thoughts and invulnerability cannot be accepted together. They contradict each other. The idea for today introduces the thought that you always attack yourself first. If attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, their effect is to weaken you in your own eyes. Thus they have attacked your perception of yourself. And because you believe in them, you can no longer believe in yourself. A false image of yourself has come to take the place of what you are. So you've come to believe that you're an ego, that you're an image of yourself that's not even a real likeness. It's a belief in vulnerability. Paragraph 4. Practice with today's idea will help you to understand that vulnerability and invulnerability is the result of your own thoughts. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you are vulnerable. And nothing except your thoughts can prove to you this is not so. 6 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them, although the time may be reduced to a minute if the discomfort is too great. Do not reduce it further. The practice period should begin with repeating the idea for today, then closing your eyes and reviewing the unresolved questions whose outcomes are causing you concern. The concern may take the form of depression, worry, anger, a sense of imposition, fear, foreboding, or preoccupation. Any problem as yet unsettled that tends to recur in your thoughts during the day is a suitable subject. You will not be able to use very many for any one practice period because a longer time than usual should be spent with each one. Today's idea should be applied as follows. First, name the situation. I am concerned about, and first think about what you're concerned about. Then go over every possible outcome that has occurred to you in the connection and then go over every possible outcome that has occurred to you in that connection and which has caused you concern, referring to each one quite specifically, saying, I'm afraid blank will happen, and name it. If you're doing the exercises properly, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation you use, and quite possibly more. It is much more helpful to cover a few situations thoroughly than to touch on a large number. As the list of anticipated outcomes for each situation continues, you will probably find some of them, especially those that occur to you toward the end, less acceptable to you. Try, however, to treat them all alike to whatever extent you can. After you have named each outcome of which you are afraid, tell yourself, that thought is an attack upon myself. So after you be sure to add that little phrase after you've gone through all the different things you're afraid that might happen to some situation you're concerned about, then tell yourself, that thought is an attack upon myself. Conclude each practice period by repeating today's idea to yourself once more. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Okay, let's go look in our text reading for today, and we're in chapter 3, the innocent perception. Roman numeral 5, beyond perception, and let's read through it. I have said that the abilities you possess are only shadows of your real strength, and that perception, which is inherently judgmental, was introduced only after the separation. No one has been sure of anything since. I've also made it clear that the resurrection was the means for the return to knowledge, which was accomplished by the union of my will with the Father's. We can now establish a distinction that will clarify some of our subsequent statements. Paragraph 2. Since the separation, the word create and make have become confused. We mentioned this a little bit the other day. I mentioned it. Got a little ahead of myself here, didn't I? When you make something, you do so out of a specific sense of lack or need. Anything made for a specific purpose has no true generalizability. When you make something to fill a perceived lack, you're tacitly implying that you believe in separation. The ego has invented many ingenious thought systems for this purpose. None of them is creative. Inventiveness is wasted effort even in its most ingenious form. The highly specific nature of invention is not worthy of the abstract creativity of God's creations. Paragraph 3. Knowing, as we have already observed, does not lead to doing. The confusion between your real creation and what you have made of yourself is so profound that it has become literally impossible for you to know anything. Knowledge is always stable and is quite evident that you are not. Knowledge is always stable, and it is quite evident that you are not stable. Nevertheless, you are perfectly stable as God created you. In this sense, when your behavior is unstable, you are disagreeing with God's idea of your creation. You can do this if you choose, but you would hardly want to do it if you were in your right mind. The fundamental question you continually ask yourself cannot properly be directed to yourself at all. You keep asking what it is you are. This implies that the answer is not one you know, but is also one that is up to you to supply. Yet you cannot perceive yourself correctly. You have no image to be perceived. The word image is always perception related and not a part of knowledge. Images are symbolic and stand for something else. The idea of changing your image recognizes the power of perception, but also implies that there is nothing stable to know. Paragraph 5. Knowing is not open to interpretation. You may try to interpret meaning, but this is always open to error because it refers to the perception of meaning. Such incongruities are the result of attempts to regard yourself as separated and unseparated at the same time. It is impossible to make so fundamental a confusion without increasing your overall confusion still further. Your mind may have become very ingenious, but as always happens when method and content are separated, it is utilized in a futile attempt to escape from an inescapable impasse. Ingenuity is totally divorced from knowledge because knowledge does not require ingenuity. Ingenious thinking is not the truth that shall set you free. And of course, that the truth that will set you free is a quote that was recorded as Jesus saying in John chapter 8, verse 32. You shall know the truth, and it shall set you, and the truth shall set you free. Ingenious thinking is not the truth that shall set you free. But you are free of the need to engage in it when you're willing to let it go. Paragraph 6. Prayer is a way of asking for something. It is the medium of miracles. But the only meaningful prayer is for forgiveness, because those who have been forgiven have everything. Once forgiveness has been accepted, prayer in the usual sense becomes utterly meaningless. The prayer for forgiveness is nothing more than a request that you may be able to recognize what you already have. In electing perception instead of knowledge, you placed yourself in a position where you could resemble your Father only by perceiving miraculously. You have lost the knowledge that you yourself are a miracle of God. Creation is your source and your only real function. Paragraph 7. The statement, God created man in his own image and likeness, needs reinterpretation. Okay, let's get a good interpretation. That's out of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 27. The statement, God created man in his own image and likeness, needs reinterpretation. Image can be understood as thought, and likeness as of like quality, as of a like quality. God did create spirit in his own thought and of a quality like to his own. There is nothing else. Perception, on the other hand, is impossible without a belief in more and less. At every level, it involves selectivity. Perception is a continual process of accepting and rejecting, organizing and reorganizing, shifting and changing. Evaluation is an essential part of perception because judgments are necessary in order to select. What happens to perception if there are no judgments and nothing but perfect equality? Perception becomes impossible. Truth can only be known. All of it is equally true, and knowing any part of it is to know all of it. Only perception involves partial awareness. Knowledge transcends the laws governing perception because partial knowledge is impossible. It is all one and has no separate parts. You who are really one with it need but know yourself, and your knowledge is complete. To know God's miracle is to know Him. Paragraph 9. Forgiveness is the healing of the perception of separation. Correct perception of your brother is necessary because minds have chosen to see themselves as separate. Spirit knows God completely. That is its miraculous power. The fact that each one has this power completely is a condition entirely alien to the world's thinking. The world believes that if anyone has everything, there is nothing left. But God's miracles are as total as His thoughts, because they are His thoughts. And the last paragraph, 10. And let me just bring our attention back to the first sentence in paragraph 9 once before we go on to paragraph 10. Forgiveness is the healing of the perception of separation. I thought it'd be something to take away. Keep that idea, since we're trying to really emphasize the power of forgiveness in these classes. Forgiveness is the healing of the perception of separation. That just makes me so happy. Okay, in the last paragraph, 10. As long as perception lasts, prayer has a place. Since perception rests on lack, those who perceive have not totally accepted the at-one-ment and given themselves over to truth. Perception is based on a separated state, so that anyone who perceives at all needs healing. Communion, not prayer, is the natural state of those who know. God and His miracles are inseparable. How beautiful indeed are the thoughts of God who live in His light. Your worth is beyond perception because it is beyond doubt. Do not perceive yourself in different lights. Know yourself in the one light where the miracle that is you is perfectly clear. Okay. Perception is based on a separated state, so that anyone who perceives at all needs healing. Communion, not prayer, is the natural state of those who know. God and His miracle are inseparable. The thought of God. You're a thought of God. You're a miracle of God. A thought of love. Okay, let's see what's going on around the world today. And let's keep in mind today, we're going to do 6 of our practice periods. We'll do another one when we close. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Okay, let's see. As far as holidays around the world, it's Magha Puja for some Buddhists, Bodhi Day for some Buddhists, the day that Buddha received enlightenment. There must be several days that different Buddhists celebrate that. Feast of St. Timothy and Titus. St. Titus and St. Timothy, it's their feast day today. Catholic and some Christians. St. Paula, which is also some Catholics and some Christians. Bible Day for Filipino Christians. Australia Day, I found a lot of these on holidays and observances. Australia Day, Better Business Communication Day, Community Manager Appreciation Day, Dental Drill Appreciation Day. That one had to make me laugh. How many of you have been having your tooth drilled and you're going, I sure appreciate having a dental drill? Anyway, it does make things easier, I'm sure, for dentists taking care of your teeth. International Customs Day, International Environmental Education Day, Lotus 123 Day, Diane Day. I just went ahead and said Diane because that was my first wife, the mother of my 6 children that was left this world in a car wreck in 1992 and left me with 6 children, all from the ages of 10 months old to 10 years old. So anyway, I appreciate she came to me after she crossed over in a dream, and she said, hey, you can come to where I'm at, but I don't ever want to come back to where you're at. But you can come to where I'm at without dying just by seeing everyone is beautiful. Feel it. You got to feel it. Don't just intellectualize it. Feel the beauty for everyone, every person, place, thing, and situation. And then you'll be where I'm at. That's the only thing that separates us, that I see everything as beautiful now and you don't. What a dream. I woke up from that dream. I go, boy, I got to remember that. I want to keep feeling that. She had me feeling the beauty of being connected with her and with everything in the dream. And then she said, you're going to wake up from this dream in just a minute, but don't lose the feeling and apply it to everyone. So anyway, that's why I started studying A Course in Miracles about that same time. Green, which taught me how to do that very thing, to see the beauty in everyone by practicing forgiveness. Green Juice Day, and I would really encourage you to make lots of green juices. Add your lettuces and kale and different things to your fruit juices when you make them, and blend them, and anyway, or just make squeezed juices, but lots of greens. Peanut Brittle Day, the Arachis hypogea. Pistachio Day, the Pistachia vera. Spouses Day, tell your significant other, your husband or wife, tell them that you appreciate them today. It's Spouses Day. And Toad Hollow, Day of Encouragement. And then another a bean that I a lot of times have planted, and it's on page 39 in the Gurneys. See if I can get to it with my gloves on. I may have to take my gloves off here in order to be able to get to it. It's cold enough today that I like to leave my gloves on until the last moment when I get ready to, I may have to take it off to turn these pages though. Let's see. Blue Lake green bean is one that I a lot of times grow too. And it says of the Blue Lake in the Gurneys, which it's a Phaseolus vulgaris. Blue Lake sets pods from the base to the top of the vine, plenty for canning. Straight, smooth 6-inch pods are crisp and stringless at all stages and never limp. They cook up tender with full-bodied Blue Lake flavor. Blue Lake green bean. And it says our very best canner. Good for canning. And for you multiple year students that are going through a course, and of course Miracles original edition, do chapter 3, section 8. Read Matthew 26 in the Bible. Iyengar Yoga, page 40 and 41. And it's only one paragraph, by the way. And out of A Course of Love, read the first 11 paragraphs of chapter 6. And let's do one more of our meditations as we close. Okay, let's see. Make sure I get this thing correct. Sometimes I like to listen to the first few measures. My attack, thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. I am concerned about. I am afraid blank will happen. Now you do a few. Do 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 do. And do another. I am concerned about and I am afraid what will happen and afraid will happen That thought is an attack upon myself. One more. I am concerned about. I am afraid blank will happen. That thought is an attack upon myself. And then close with my attack. Thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. And our word for peace, we're going to take it from one of the many words from Farsi, the Iran language, Persian, and it's Selah. Selah be with you. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Selah.